What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course, and I'm interested in a couple of different items of plastic and what they might mean for the disc golf world, what they might mean for certain brands, and there's a lot to talk about. We're talking about the buzz saw today, and in my humble opinion, it feels like Discraft is attempting a gyro to to gyro their discs. So we're gonna test the buzz saw. We have a couple other Z buzzes. I have this brand new Z buzz and a I've never thrown this buzz, so we'll see how that goes. And then I have a couple of hexes as well. We have an Eclipse hex. We have the R2 neutron hex that I got out of the Gyropalooza box. And we have a Prism Proton hex. So we have hexes and hexes in different plastics, and with and without gyro. And we have a buzz in several different molds or runs and several different stamps, and one that might possibly be gyro. So let's start throwing these and see if there is any comparisons we can pull from these. We're gonna start with kind of our baseline here on hole number 12, and that would be just a neutron hex. Everybody loves a neutron hex. This one, a little more on the stable side as far as neutron hexes are concerned, but we'll see if it holds up to stability based off of the buzzes. We'll go ahead and just throw kind of a pushing hyzer shot out here. Try to go up and over the basket. Had a nice little flip up, super straight, a little bit of a fade. Now we're gonna go with the Eclipse hex. I think I committed a little bit more to the hyzer on that. So it's still flipped up. I don't think the Eclipse has as much flip up as a neutron hex does. The neutron hexes like to fly straight, so they kind of flip up just straight, whereas the other plastics kind of have an amount that they flip up. The Prism Proton being very precise with how much it flips. That one it has a good stable finish because Proton, but I don't think it's the most overstable hex. But let's see what a hex looks like in comparison to a couple of buzzes. We're gonna go with this yellow one first. That felt a little more true neutral. It didn't flip as much. I'm gonna throw this a little bit flatter. Yep. And now for the disc in question, the buzz saw. It kind of flies like a Prism Proton hex. We're gonna take the buzz saw specifically and match it up with specific different variations of discs. So we're not gonna see all 6 every single T-pad, but I want to show you guys what we're working with. Let's go work on the science. Hole number 9 on the short pad, we're gonna throw the buzz saw first and then try to find the disc that matches it most closely. So on every T-pad, buzzsaw is going to be first. and then let's see how different discs react to different throws. Right now we're throwing into a headwind, so we're trying to kind of flip it up to super straight. We don't want a big fade, we don't want a big turn, we just want it right in line. Really good flip up, held that line super good long way, and then a fade. I think that feels kind of similar to this R2 Neutron Hex. So let's toss this Hex and see if it's similar into the Headwind. Not quite. Okay, let's try the Eclipse. Oh, good fence. That Eclipse might be more stable than the R2 Neutron. That Eclipse is not flipping up like I expected that it would. I mean, that's a good thing because you can throw it into a headwind and it's not going to necessarily flip up. I think I might have thrown it on a touch more hyzer than everything else, but we'll keep working. Next hole, I think we might break out the Prism Hex. We're on the long pad for hole 10. It's a bit of a tailwind. What was the headwind from the last hole? So I'm gonna try to throw these pretty flat and see if I get any drift. We're gonna go with the buzz saw first, obviously, and then we'll see what we get into after that. Okay. Easier to find. Really no drift out of that. Now we're gonna go with the just stock Z buzz. See what this gets us. A little bit lower glide, but same shot. Interesting. Now let's see what the Prism Proton Hex does. See, that's more what I expected out of the buzz saw. Still warming up because the first throw of the video was the first throw of the car, so there is always that. And a couple holes I want to retry the Prism versus the buzz saw, but for now let's move on to a different hole and a different shot. Here on 15, we're not going to throw the forehand. We're actually going to go for the backhand turnover and put them on intentional anhyzer. Let's see if we can get it close. Okay, it is still kind of stable. Now we're gonna go with the dyed buzz. This is still Z, but based off of this stamp, I think this is an older run. That was so much clean snap. I don't know how I did that. We're gonna try it again, this time with the R2 Neutron Hex. Same type of idea, maybe a little bit less anhyzer for this. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna guess that the buzzsaw was a misrelease because when a Hex and a brand new Z Buzz do basically the exact same thing, maybe the first one was a misrelease. It's a little bit of a head crosswind, so this hole might be interesting. Here we're going to actually try to open up on them a little bit, give them some hyzer, and then pump them and see if they stand up. Do they drift? Do they not even stand up? How long do they stay at straight? This is all sciencey stuff. Let's see what happens when you take a And I'm not sure what plastic it is. It might be ESP, but it feels almost base plasticky. But also ESP kind of feels like base plastic to me. So it might be ESP, which possibly might be more dense. So is this really a gyro buzz? Okay, pretty stable, honestly. I thought it was gonna flip all the way to flat. We're gonna throw just the stock Z buzz, the yellow one. Same shot. Let's see what happens to this. There is a touch more dome on the buzzsaw than on that specific buzz. And so it might be a touch glidier and a touch pushier because I think the buzzsaw finished more left. We're gonna throw the Eclipse Hex and see if that handles the same. But I think this seems to be pretty similar stability to the buzzsaw. A little bit straighter. I mean, it's something that you can see if you pick them up and look at the parting lines. The buzz is designed to be more overstable because of the parting line. But that Eclipse Hex, kind of stable. On the T of 18, there is a touch of headwind and it's coming directly into our faces. So what we're gonna do here is rip the buzzsaw like it's a distance driver. Absolutely smash it. But the way that I generate higher speed is also higher RPMs. So theoretically speaking, if this is actually a gyro technology buzz, it should retain its stability longer than either of the Z buzzes. So we'll try both of the buzzes, all three buzzes, and see if they retain their stability into the headwind. Buzzsaws first. Let's absolutely put a rip on this disc. Now let's try the Z buzz. That turned over. And now the dyed Z buzz. Moorheiser ends up with the same result. Now, let's throw the Eclipse Hex because gyro should theoretically make it retain its stability into the headwind a little bit longer. Did I just prove that the buzzsaw is a gyro buzz? I don't know if I proved it. I think there's some strong arguments to back it up, but it's kind of the whole point of this playlist is to kind of bring to surface some things that maybe people are talking about, maybe people aren't talking about, and stuff that might just be fun content to watch. If you enjoy content like this, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff, make sure to comment all of that down below, especially if you have your own plastic conspiracies. Let me know what those are, and we might get a little bit deeper dive into those. And please make sure to subscribe. It helps you guys out with these subscriber-only giveaways. Definitely helps me out as well. And until next time, see you out on the course.